Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Arianna,
I'm Marcus.
and this is
Rated
Rated R
R
for
for
Relatives.
relatives. Welcome
Thank
back.
you. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome to our podcast, or welcome back to our podcast.
Yeah,
If it's your first time watching, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all our socials that are linked below.
indeed.
And yeah, let's
Let's get
dive
let's
right
get into it.
into it.
Which today we are gonna be skipping a bit of the
Relate to this rant
portion.
because we watched an amazing movie
Yeah, last night.
yesterday.
So we're gonna
So
talk about that a little bit.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it, a lot of
Yeah,
it. So last night we saw the Backrooms movie.
indeed. And just for a preface, by the way, I sound a little deeper today because I'm a little sick. So
Yeah, Marcus is a little sick. He has the bubonic
not even. I'm getting over a sickness. So
but yeah, the Backrooms. Wow. Spoilers ahead.
yeah, I guess.
Major spoilers. If you have not watched the Backrooms yet, I don't suggest watching the first part of this episode because we are going to talk about it. We are going to spoil it. I mean, we watched it literally yesterday, so
Right.
it's like all that I've been thinking about.
Yeah,
Wow, dude.
that was a good movie.
I'm listen. So as someone who knows lightly about the Backrooms lore, like I know the origin, like I
Right.
know like how it even happened based off of one photo, which we'll just explain. So for those who don't know the lore of the Backrooms and its origin and how it even came about. So there was this photo that was taken, I believe, in the middle of like a construction of, wasn't it like a Hobby Lobby or something?
Something like that.
It was
Yeah, it
something
was like
like that.
it was some store. Yeah.
Yeah, it was some sort of store, and the picture was taken for whatever reason, unknown reasons that we don't know, obviously, and it got uploaded to, I believe, Reddit, and then Reddit like
Took it and ran
took it
with
and
it.
ran with it, and like basically like started commenting, oh, like this looks so eerie. It looks like a place I've been before in my dreams or in my nightmares, like things
Yeah.
like that,
And it
and then
started this like whole like kind of thing of like liminal spaces like
yes,
within people's like
which
minds, of
liminal
course.
space is now gonna be a genre of its own horror, and
I
I am
would
so
I would
excited.
love for it to like be expanded upon like this,
Oh, it is
honestly.
going to, and we're gonna talk about it. But I love liminal spaces. It's one of those things during COVID, especially, that I ate up every
Oh
single
yeah, yeah.
time.
Every time that was coming up on my For You
Mm-hmm.
page, that was
It's amazing. Like truthfully, it's a thing that you can milk forever. And because it's never ending, right? That's
right.
the whole thing about liminal spaces, is that you can literally milk it forever because it's never ending. I just said that twice. But anyways, for those who don't know what liminal space is, think of like abandoned malls. Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, like
Oh,
an
abandoned malls are my
abandoned
favorite.
mall, like like from like the 80s, like honestly,
Yes,
like
the
or like
80s
the
or
early
90s,
2000s.
early 2000s. It's basically like that
Yeah,
era of
like
life.
something that is stuck in time.
Yes, that's
Like
a
that's
beautiful way to describe it.
essentially, well, yeah, literally a place that looks like it was stuck in time, and you've been there before.
Yes, and it's
Like,
the most like,
but you can't picture when or where. You're just
or
like, it feels
why
like
it
I've
just,
been
yes.
here. Like,
It's the bad feeling of nostalgia. It's
yeah,
an
it's like
eerie feeling because we all like feel nostalgia in like a good way, but liminal space brings this eerie, creepy feeling to
it's like
nostalgia.
something's missing here, or like
Yes, like it's
like
so weird. It's like an empty space, and
it's just.
it's unexplainable sometimes, and I mean, it's unexplainable all the time, I would say.
I'm
And
assuming there's like some sort of like effect it has on like our psyche or something that
yeah,
like
and
that
it's
is.
something that I love.
Yeah,
Like psychological horror in general is something that I love, but liminal space being the subcategory of psychological horror
right.
is probably going to take my top favorite genre of movies ever because it is definitely like something so creative and something that can be built upon forever.
Oh yeah, like I would watch like a Journey to the Center of the Earth type of movie with like the back rooms.
And I
You know what I
believe
mean?
that that's what people were expecting with this movie.
Right. Like oh
Genuinely.
shit, like we're gonna get like a team of people that are like going and exploring this shit, and like
And
a
I'm
bunch
not
of
going to
shit's gonna
lie,
happen.
I thought that's what we were getting too.
Right.
But I feel like that's predictable. I feel like that's something that could have easily been just like this Ready Player One type of movie, you know what I mean? But anyways, the lore of the Backrooms, I guess, got into this kid's head, Kane Parsons, and he built off of that. He made, like, short films
Yeah, like the
and
well, he built off like the whole like liminal space thing,
yeah,
and
and
like
using that photo,
right.
and I'm just amazed. And we're gonna talk about the jealousy that I'm seeing because I think that ties in on why people are like, "This movie's mid, this movie's a bad movie, it was shit, whatever, 0 out of
Right.
10." You're jealous, dude. I think you are jealous, and it's a mixture of things. Like, my opinion about the negative reviews. Again, art is subjective,
Right.
right? We can all sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, that movie was okay." I mean, but like when you say something's bad, like movie 43 is a bad movie. Not objectively, it is a
Madam Web,
or no,
terrible
like the
movie.
movie 43 is probably one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my lifetime. It is a
The
horrible
same thing with
movie.
Madam Web.
No, it's literally so objectively bad. If you haven't seen movie 43, don't. It is the worst movie I've ever seen. It's a big waste of time, which sucks because the cast in it is so stacked. It's like it's so weird. But think of the worst movie that you could possibly think of. The movie that you absolutely think is terrible. And then you go watch Backrooms.
Right.
You're not gonna say that this movie's
Right.
as bad as that movie that you watched. Do you get what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little weird to explain, but it's one thing to have an opinion and be like, yeah, like I was just expecting a little bit more, or like I was, whatever. But to say that it is the most mid movie ever, or that it's the worst horror movie you've ever seen, first of all, again, horror is branched in so many different ways.
Right.
Like Beautiful Boy can be classified as a horror movie, like in its own entity, like in its own way. But this whole thing about horror and like horror fans, there's so many different ones. Like there's the fans that love things like The Exorcism, The Bad Omen,
Right.
Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, and that franchise. And then there's people like me who are really into movies like Donnie Darko or
Or like
or
slashers and like
Midsummer, like those types of like things. Like, and also like slasher movies too are also its own like thing that people love, like the Scream franchise, the Terrifier franchise.
Friday the 13th,
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm
Halloween.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. It's its own entity. So like with this, it is literally going to be the most amazing thing in this new generation of horror movies. And going back to Kane Parsons, I literally think this like you are so jealous that this 2021-year-old is successful. He built off something that everybody was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is like great." Like whatever. He grabbed an
Right.
idea, he made films off of it on his own for fun at 16 years old, and then you're so jealous that a studio like A24, one of the biggest production studios, came to him and was like, "We want you to direct it. We want you to do the screenplay and run this entire show."
Right.
And the actors in it are obviously significantly older than him, are listening to this 20-year-old telling them what I want you to do.
Right.
This is how I picture it. This is how I want my art to be displayed to everybody. I was watching like little, because A24,
Right.
love them as a production because they do post a lot of behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
they do.
And when they do, I saw this one clip of like them, like what the props looked like and how they were like taking it apart like from the wall and then putting it back. Like that
Right.
is so cool. Huge, huge, huge shout out to whoever was part of the creative team of the props and making them
Like
and
the sets and all that. Yeah.
all the set design. So amazing. That is so cool. Like to be able to do that.
And they built those. Like they built like I
Yeah.
think actually miles of set
Yeah.
for like
Like you can't buy those props off of freaking Amazon. No, you have to make them. And like to make like couches that are like submerged halfway into the carpet.
yeah,
Like
no, like that.
the coolest thing ever. I want a backrooms museum.
Like I think everything besides the monster was practical.
Yeah, like it's honestly, it's so I can't. I don't even have words. It was a 10 out of 10 movie. Oh, I want to say 9 out of 10. The only reason why I do like want to knock off a little bit, my only critique about this movie is I just wish there was more of like a transition from Captain Clark, I guess, the owner of the furniture store, when he got sucked into the back rooms and like lost in
Right, like
there.
versus like like when we just saw him get taken, and then
Yeah.
like we just cut to the therapist, and then
Yeah.
until she sees him. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell happened?
Right.
When did he kill the assistant manager? Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's where I'm like,
Cause, or like, did he even kill her? Cause he just said like, I tried to help her, and her head's just in like a freezer. Like, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
like
Like,
it just didn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Or not gonna lie, like when he was like hiding behind her, like people are just analyzing this movie a little bit, but people are also saying like that's out of character for him. People were saying that the scar he had on his forehead in the beginning of this movie was no longer there when she saw him in the back rooms, like
Oh
noticing those little
yeah.
details. And also he knew how to exit. Does that make sense? Or the person that she saw knew where the exit was because she wasn't that far from when she got sucked in.
Right. Oh, that's what I was like thinking at the beginning of the movie too.
So that's where it was like, hmm, this is a little weird. You know what I mean? And like the whole thing I think about too, the redheaded woman, the
Yeah.
redheaded still life in the back rooms when the whole scene where they're in the kitchen or whatever. I just a little bit was like weird to me because it's like the lore of the back rooms, right? When you get sucked into them, they are a memory. You
Right.
become a memory. And it's like a carbon copy. It's like you said, when you keep copying something, it eventually gets blurred and gets and looks like weird.
Right.
Um, but with her, it's like, wait, the everybody in here has been in the back rooms before, right? So like when did Miss Girl, if that like that's his wife, get into the back rooms? And people are saying it's his wife because when Captain, like the big entity of like Captain Clark, like the scary one, came in, that's why she started running all crazy.
Right. Because the
So
other still lives didn't do anything.
yeah, the other still lives didn't do anything. The other still lives like are just obviously just there.
Right.
And then what really tripped me out, why is everybody stuffed with like this weird white
Uh,
thing, like,
yeah,
when
that
he's like,
shit
"You
was
can
like
eat them," and I'm like, "What?"
when that happened, I was like,
Cannibalism in movies
uh,
really grosses me out a little bit because 'cause I'm like, or not a little bit, a lot of it, because it's like, "Ooh." But
I was just like, uh,
but it's just it's this leaving you with questions. I love horror movies that do that though. I do. I love horror movies that sit with you. Like the ending, people are hating on the ending because actually the original script got leaked.
oh
I don't
really?
know if you knew this. Like it got leaked on this like really niche website or something. I guess what the ending was supposed to be was Mary the therapist at the end was going to resuit up and like go back in there, or no, be forced back in there and like be watched by all like the scientists and stuff, and she was going to come across other people who were in the same situation. That's what the original ending was supposed to be.
Hmm.
But someone also like met like brought up this theory that the reason why the people are in hazmat gear is so that the room doesn't copy them, the room doesn't know who
Oh,
they are.
right.
So that's why like they suit up and go in and explore the back rooms and whatnot.
Huh.
One other thing that confused me, and like Jose, because obviously my boyfriend came and watched this with us, but Jose was like going down his own rabbit hole, and the whole thing about time travel in the back rooms. So remember when like one of the employers, the guy who was recording, when he went into like the area where there was piles of laundry
Yeah.
and he saw his t-shirt that he literally
Yeah.
wore the day before
Right.
and like got confused like this is my t-shirt.
Right.
um that was like our little like sliver of time travel being possible in the back rooms.
Right.
But it is one of those things that is so mind bending, so trippy. um Movies like this I love. The ending where we see the therapist like stuck as a still life and as a memory. I
Right.
love endings like that. I know people hate on them so much, but I love endings like where it's all quiet and there's like little clips of like little things. I don't know how to explain it. And then it's like clips of that, the last thing they're gonna leave you with, and then it cuts to credits because it stays in your mind. It makes the movie relevant still because you want more out of it. You want your answers. I feel like people who are hating on this movie wanted everything to be explained. And I'm like, so do you not want more movies? Or like, because that's not how it works.
Right.
Like, Kane Parsons, congrats to you, dude. Like, you can milk this for the rest of your life.
Honestly, yeah.
Pull a Suzanne Collins Hunger Games, like, she's milking it for the rest of her life. You can too. Like, it is so amazing that seeing this young man like just be able to build a career off of
Right?
something that
Like,
came from his mind and something that is again that you can continue on forever. This is incredible. And I am a little fearful for him because a lot of directors I feel like are going to take his creativity and turn it into their own and butcher it. And but at the same time I think there's this understanding of like when we are watching young people create amazing things that we are going to support them because again they're around the same age as us. They grew up watching movies.
right.
They know what's shit and what's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I saw someone leave a comment because there's that director too of Obsession. He's really young
Right. Oh
too.
yeah, he's like 25.
Yeah, he's super young. So I guess like people were saying like they're so excited for this new generation of directors, especially in the horror genre, because everybody's sick of shit movies.
Right.
Everybody's sick of the sequels. Everybody's sick of like building off of franchises that already exist, like Scream, for example. Final Destination, I feel like is also another thing that you can milk for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It just sucks that like it doesn't keep the same director throughout because that's why it gets butchered
Yeah.
because it doesn't keep the same creative director throughout the entire franchise.
Yeah.
You know, so that is one of those things that I find very interesting, especially within the film industry right now and within this generation of the trajectory of it is going to change in the next couple
Oh
years.
yeah, dramatically, I
And
think.
I'm so excited. We're getting real film
I'm
back.
well, cause yeah, exactly. We're getting like real, true creative vision, like
Mhm.
like cause obviously like our like new generation, like new ideas, new like just ways of doing. Like hell, both these last two directors made these films like way below a like modern budget of what people
Right.
would expect.
Mhm.
Obsession has made I think 3 times over its budget already, and
Mhm.
still going.
Mhm.
Same thing with Backrooms. I think it's made over like twice its budget already, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like these guys didn't use CGI.
No.
They didn't overdo any of that crap. They stayed true to their directive vision
Mhm.
and followed it through with the best that they could with the tools that they knew how to do. You look at like
But the director of Obsession, yeah.
he yeah, because like obviously you watch some of his short films and like a lot of those are like made like obviously like lower budget, like that kind of a thing. And then you get to like watching Obsession, and then you're like, wow, this is what can be done when you give them just a little bit more money. Like, holy shit!
Yeah, right. And
Like,
I think A24 being the studio to do Backrooms was the
right?
perfect choice.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think it could have been like any other studio, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
A24 is my favorite film production company. It is one of my dreams to be in an A24 movie or
Right,
to even be a part of one because the thing about A24 is that their films are just so uniquely filmed. Like you feel like you're there. You feel like this is like something that you're also the audience being a part of as
right,
well. And they don't work with such a huge budget. They work with a small one and build off of what they have. And it's amazing. It truly is so amazing to see a movie production company just do that. Cause it's literally, I would like A24 is practically like, I want to say like indie films in a way.
it A24 is like what like an indie film company what like is supposed to like kind of be, if that makes
Right.
sense. Like it's the
Because
idea. It's what every indie film company wants to be.
right, exactly. And I think it's really just amazing to
'Cause I think
watch.
A24 did start at like Sundance festivals and like that kind of
Right,
thing. I want to
yeah.
say.
And I think also too A24 taking chances on young directors and giving them a chance to be part of this creative space that they
It's
have.
so good.
It is
It's
amazing.
amazing. It gives
It,
me hope personally.
right,
Like
and it gives me hope too. if you want to be a director, if you want to be a filmmaker, if you're thinking in your head like I really want to create, I really want to do this, but I don't know, like maybe no one cares to watch it, maybe no one cares to see it. Just do it.
Shoot it. I always like it's what I tell people. I have trouble with this myself still.
Mhm.
Just shoot it. Like
Yeah.
just shoot the damn footage.
And
Like
it took Kane Parsons what, 4 years? 4 to 5 years to really like gain this um to
following,
to
yeah.
gain this huge platform and to gain the to be in the rooms of people who are heads of these production companies and people who can make his vision come to life.
Right.
It can take you 5 years. People, here's the problem. People want shit to happen overnight. That is not realistic.
Dedication will beat talent every time.
As long as you're constantly creating things that you love.
Or what is it called? Ironically enough, obsession is gonna beat talent every time.
Right, because the thing is you're creating something that you love. And as long as you're keeping your integrity in that and continuously doing things that you love and creating things that you love, not what you want other people to see or what, like, there's someone out there that is gonna love your work. Like, for example, there's people like us who love the backrooms lore, who
Right?
love the whole thing of the backrooms and went into this movie knowing the history and knowing the origin and loved this movie.
Right.
And then there's people who see backrooms on Roblox and are like, why doesn't it look like my video game? Like, that's literally what's happening. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like,
Why isn't a
the
scribble creature chasing
no,
them around or something?
literally, yeah,
It's like, what
the
the fuck?
bacteria thing. That's
Yeah,
what people
like,
were most upset about not seeing is the bacteria. And I'm
right.
just like, you do realize he could put that in the next movie if
Yeah, I'm
he
like, there's
wanted
other
to.
shit in there.
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna
what are
say
we?
there's other things, and I think people really were expecting because like this like whole levels, right? How like the liminal space that we saw in this movie was the first level, and
Right.
then you go into the pool rooms, and then you go
Right. Which we
into
saw a
like
little bit of.
we see a
Little
little
bit
bit of
of
the
the pool
pool
rooms, and
rooms.
then we get to like those mall like playground rooms and like all that
Yes,
kind of stuff. Right.
exactly. Like people were expecting that,
Like
and it's
all
like
the they were expecting a 5 layer cake, like the
exactly,
whole
that's what
thing.
it was. The whole point of the backrooms is that there is no end. There's no end to it. It is unexplainable. Why do you think scientists have been looking at this and studying it for God knows how long
Right.
in this universe?
Right.
You know, and it's just it's frustrating seeing. I don't want to like call out an entire generation, but Gen Alphas, a bunch of Gen Alphas just being like, this movie sucked. Like, there's not because it doesn't look like your freaking Roblox game, dude. Are you freaking kidding me? I think what people also wanted or expected it to be was this like dream core type.
Right. Like
Which, if you want that, there is a movie I will suggest, Vivarium. It is one of the most disturbing psychological horror movies I think I've ever watched. Jesse Eisenberg is in it. It's about this couple
oh yeah, I
who
know the one you're
moves
talking
to
about.
yeah, they move to a house and it's this neighborhood where the houses look exactly the
Basically get
same.
tricked into raising a kid.
And that too, and they are just stuck in this continuous loop of the neighborhood. They can't escape, they can't get out. And if you guys really want something like that,
At one point he tries to burn the house
I
down.
suggest to watch that movie because that's what people probably were also expecting.
Right, like this like mind bending like dream core thing of like
Yeah, which look, Kane Parsons can make one of that too if he wanted to.
which I full honestly that's what I kind of fully expect. Like in my head, what I'm imagining is like we're he's kind of doing this as like the audience and themselves. It's like we're discovering them. Do you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like
Right,
so like we're gonna see this get continued on with maybe the therapist, or we're just gonna see like more of the scientists like doing stuff in the back rooms,
right,
or heck, maybe it's gonna do a prequel like what happened when they first discovered.
right.
He made room for that. You know what
That's
I
what I
mean?
mean.
Like
Like, do you really want all of this to be compiled in one movie? Because if it was compiled in one movie, there would be criticism like, oh, it felt rushed. It felt like too much at once or
right.
whatever. Like,
Felt like it was fan catering or something.
right.
Yeah, we would have gotten that like too.
Like it's you're gonna get criticism no matter what you
Yeah.
do. No matter what you do. So it's just create. Do what you truly want to do and be fun about it and be safe about it as well. Because another thing also people are forgetting too that this version of the Backrooms that we saw is his Backrooms. The Dreamcore stuff is not his.
Right.
He didn't create any of that.
Right.
So, like, why would you expect Kane Parsons to do that?
Right.
That's not what he created initially. That's not his Backrooms. His version of the Backrooms is what we saw.
It's like this horror thing, yeah.
And like I get it, the whole Dreamcore thing. It looks fun, it looks great, but at the same time, it's like I feel like this is was more cater to the things that we initially fell in love with the Backrooms and
Right.
discovering it in the first place. So that is like my opinion of the Backrooms. I loved it. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest go watching it. Like it is a jump scare horror type of movie.
Yeah,
If that's not your
definitely.
thing, then maybe don't go watch it. But I love being jump scared if
There
I'm being
also is like a
honest.
few like scenes in like first person POV, which is not
Oh
everyone
yeah.
else's like cup of tea all the time.
Yeah, but I love films like
So
that. Oh my gosh, once I see a film open up with, like, the camcorder, I'm like, "This is gonna be a good
like as
ass
above, so
movie."
below.
Yeah, oh my
I
gosh,
love that movie.
that
That
movie
movie's
is
good.
that
Found
movie's
footage movies are
scary.
good.
That movie scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie, like, I will never go exploring in the caves in Europe because of that movie. You cannot pay me to do that. Um, that movie is, like, a great one though too. I love first person point of view type
Just
of
like found
horror,
footage.
just like
Yeah.
found footage horror movie. Oh my goodness, it
Right.
is amazing. I love it so much. So that's where it's like, I
I like
I
this
loved it.
movie. Yeah, I thought it was good. I'm excited to see more, honestly, as far especially like just like you said, like the rest of the levels, whatever they do. Maybe he's saving that part of the script. He's like, now we're just gonna do this. We're gonna make
Mhm.
this the whole next movie of
Right.
them sending this therapist in. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
like there's room to do this. So for people to be like super
Critical.
thank you.
Mhm.
For people to be super critical of it already is like,
Like
which
you
you're
need
gonna,
to
which like you said though,
relax.
you're gonna get that, but
Yeah.
relax. Yeah,
As long as you're
exactly.
catering to an audience like again, like us that loves the lore and actually knows about it and is very passionate about it, and I feel like that is all that matters because there is a large population that loves the
Oh
Backrooms
yeah.
and knows about it, and you're gonna still be successful. One other little critique: I was disappointed in the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that is
I
one thing.
I do have to admit, and I don't know if it's like copyright or
Issues or
whatever,
like
but
something like
I'm
that.
sorry,
Yeah.
A24 has the money. Like
Right.
you can pay the artist or the producer or whatever. Because if you guys don't know or not familiar with like the backroom songs or like the liminal space music, essentially,
Yeah, it's like
go on TikTok and like just type in like liminal space songs and like it'll pop up like so many. But there are certain ones that I was hoping to hear and I thought I was hearing them. I don't know if that was like a creative choice. And if it was, and if Kane Parsons, if you're ever watching this, I know we're a small podcast. I know we only have 20 subscribers, but if you want to do some charity work, you can please come on this podcast, sit on this couch, and talk to us about the whole creative process. Because I genuinely think that if that was a directive choice of like giving little hints about the liminal space music, but not fully giving it to the audience
right.
and like making it like in your psyche be like, wait, like I've heard this song before. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Kind of
If
being
that
like,
was the
am I
creative,
tripping when you're watching the movie?
right? Exactly. Like if I like remember at the movie theater when I was frantically looking for the tickets. That's a whole other thing. Um, we were by these like claw machines and I was hearing the music from the claw machines, but I didn't realize that it was coming from them and I was like freaking out. And we were and me and you were like, are you hearing that too? Like it was
Where's that
like
coming from?
yeah. But I don't know. That's the only thing that I also was very disappointed by was the soundtrack. I'm not the score was great.
Right.
Like the movie score was amazing. The For those who don't know, the music score is essentially
Like the tone of like the tone music that like or
yeah.
the music that sets the tone in scenes, like like that, when they say like, oh, somber music is playing or like
Yeah.
sad, whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's like, that moody stuff that
That's
like
what
happens.
makes actually horror movies scarier
Right.
is
When
the
you're
score
right.
of the
Like in Jaws. Dun dun
yeah.
dun dun dun. That's a score.
Yeah.
Um
Uh-huh.
but
That's what makes horror like amazing too is the score. So the score was amazing. I was really disappointed in the soundtrack. And I was expecting the end credit song to be something else.
Right.
And it just was like that's the only thing that was disappointing to me. But other than that, 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy this. I love this movie. If you are into the psychological horror genre or even want to dip your toes into it and are just a little frightened, I'm not a horror fan. Okay. I know, like, I say that a lot when I talk about these movies, but it's one of those things where, like, I'm very picky about,
Right.
so I definitely, as coming from someone who isn't like so deep into horror, like I don't have the American Psycho poster in my room.
Right.
But this movie is amazing, truthfully. So very much recommend.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Let's get into our actual segment for cinema.
Right?
For those who are new here, For Cinema is the segment where I assign Marcus a lighthearted, fun chick flick,
uh,
and Marcus assigns me a male centered movie. Sometimes it can be very deep, sometimes it can be very fun and
fun,
lighthearted
lighthearted.
as well. But this week, it's Marcus's turn
Yeah.
to discuss the movie that I assigned him, which is Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, which is so fun.
Yeah.
I really did like this movie. Which I mean, synopsis.
Yeah, the synopsis of Crazy Stupid Love, for those who have not watched it, it's this movie essentially about this man who's played by Steve Carell. Him and his wife in the beginning of the movie are at dinner, and then she tells him, "I want a divorce," and
craziest opening scene
and
on this.
and from that point on, it's them basically navigating their separation. And Steve Carell's character is this man who is trying to like get through the emotions of his wife wanting a divorce, and he comes across Ryan Gosling's character at a bar, and Ryan Gosling decides to take him under his wing
Right.
because Ryan Gosling in this movie, his character is a very much ladies man
Right.
and just Casanova-esque type of person. So he basically takes Steve Carell and mentors him to get his manhood
Right.
back, essentially, and down to giving him a brand new wardrobe, giving him
Right.
a brand new attitude, a brand new confidence that he didn't have before. And it, throughout the course of this movie, it kind of derails a little bit. His son is also, Steve Carell's son in the movie is also going through his own changes as he gets older. He's
Right.
a 13-year-old boy, and he has a crush on the babysitter, which is its own plot line of its own.
Right. There's like technically four, about
Yeah.
4 plot lines going on like simultaneously during this
And
movie.
they all connect at the end,
They
which
all
is
connect.
great and amazing. That's why I love this movie so much, is how they all connect. But yeah, that's essentially Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, and which honestly, as far as this movie goes, I did really enjoy this movie. I thought I knew a little bit about this movie. I've seen that the whole like ending kind of, well, like the plot twist, I guess I should say,
Yeah.
on like my social media pages like so much.
Yes, because it's a
Um,
very iconic scene in
it is
chick flick
a
cinema.
very iconic scene. And it was honestly just it's a fun watch because, and it's funny because you really do kind of get into whether it is a chick flick or not. And it's funny because I do
Mm.
go a bit, that kind of comes into my fun facts, and I'll get into that later. But I mean, honestly, it is like it's a pretty male centered movie too. Like for like the
Mhm.
most part, like it follows mainly Steve Carell for like honestly. So it's
Yeah.
like even then, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what we're getting, is this dude who is like really just doesn't like, is like having a midlife crisis kind of his own,
Right.
but in the cause of the fact that he is getting a divorce, or his wife cheated on him, is really what happened.
Mhm.
But in any case, um just throughout this movie we see like a bunch of like just great funny moments. It's like kind of like a buddy like movie too, because obviously
Yeah.
it's him and Ryan Gosling, and we see a lot of their chemistry together, especially when he's like mentoring him and kind of telling him like no one wants to hear that shit, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like don't talk about your kids, like, you know, like
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And like he tells him like your wife left you because you like forgot how to be a man. And obviously we find out later in the movie, which, you know, spoilers, duh, um we find out later in the movie that he that the Ryan Gosling's character
Mhm.
ends up falling for Steve Carell's daughter,
Oldest daughter.
oldest daughter, right?
Yeah.
Like
We don't know,
we
played
don't
by
even
Emma
know,
Stone,
right,
mind you. So we don't know that Emma Stone is Steve Carell's oldest daughter in this
at
movie
all. Never, not
until
mentioned
like the
until,
end.
right, until basically like the third act of the movie. Like it is literally not mentioned at all. And it would just it's they even say that in a funny moment too. Like, you never mentioned you had a daughter that was like this old, and you told me never to talk about my kids. Like, you know,
And
it's
it's funny too because when I rewatch this movie, I can see where he attempted to talk about Emma Stone's character,
right,
but like he was cut off by
right. He's
Ryan
like, stop, stop.
Gosling.
No one wants to hear that. Like
Yes.
he said something like that.
Hmm.
But it's just a great movie, and we obviously get his son's like storyline too, which is
Hmm.
like kind of which is like hilarious because like he's in love with the babysitter. She's like 4 years older than him,
Hmm.
which, by the way, at the end of the movie, she gives him like the photos that she took for her dad.
Yes, because the babysitter has a crush on Steve Carell's
Right, because
character.
this which like so many things wrong with the ending there. Like, number one, he's a he's going into freshman year, and you're just like, yeah, I'm your babysitter. Here's these like nude photos I took for you. Like, what the hell? Like, like, and you're like, oh, it's something to get you through high school. What the f was that? Like, that was nuts. Like,
I like to like pretend that part of the movie didn't happen.
that was nuts. Because what was good though was what the kid said before she did that shit. Was
Uh-huh.
because he was like, "Well, I figure you like my dad, and in a few years I'll look like him." Like, that was kind of cold.
Yeah.
Like, like, all right, hell yeah, good on. Like, and even she was like, good, good thinking, or like whatever. And she gives him these photos. This is crazy. Also, there's so many problems with these nude photos being taken in this movie. Because
Yes.
like for instance, when the mother finds them and brings them to the dad, he keeps looking through them like he's
Yeah.
going, like as if you're gonna get more of a surprise, going
Yeah. Yeah.
as if one of them's just not gonna be a nude photo. Like, what was I hated watching it. I'm like, why is he still looking at it? Like, as a father, as soon as I'd be like, whoa, why are you even showing that to me? Like, what are you doing
Well,
right
here's
now?
the
Like,
thing to the mom, like the babysitter's
God, my
mom.
voice is fried.
Oh
Like,
my gosh. The mom, the babysitter's mom in this movie also drove me nuts because I hated the fact that like she forced her husband to pick a side in the whole like separation between Steve Carell's
right, that
wife
was
and
nuts. And what's funny
him.
too, she even says in like the at like a dinner scene when like she's talking to him
Mhm.
about like, oh, like he's out dating, like
Yeah,
he's out
hooking up with
hooking up with
girls.
girls.
Yeah.
Guess we picked the right side.
No, you
She
didn't.
cheated. You picked the cheater. Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's so it's so weird to me.
Also crazy to me that he let her keep the house. That
I
didn't catch
mean,
me dead. I don't care. I don't care. You cheat on me, get the hell out. What? I don't care.
I mean, I don't
Woman or not, I don't care. That's nope.
I, I
You don't
don't
get no house. You don't get no house. Get the hell out. Like,
Kevin Bacon also like being the
which
what is it when you call like like a male version of a mistress?
isn't it still mistress? I
I
don't
don't know, the mistress.
know.
Whatever. Kevin Bacon being the mistress in between Steve Carell's marriage is hilarious because I'm like, that's Kevin Bacon.
I like the kid too, like the little scene with him in the office when he's like telling him,
Uh huh.
because he asks him something, like Kevin Bacon asked the kid something, and he's like, so you're the guy that ruined my parents' marriage, or like something like that, and
Yeah.
he's like, hope you know it's not gonna last. Like, he just
Yeah.
goes in on him, like, she still loves my dad. Like, he
Yeah.
puts the photo back up
Oh
before he
yeah.
leaves too. It's
And
so
it's crazy too because like the kid's not wrong. Like she still loved him. Like
yeah,
and I'm not saying like her actions were justified or anything, but I think to like for her character, like she had to like know what it was like losing him to love him more because Steve Carell and his wife have been together
since
since
like
they were
high school.
16.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's been like a long time. They don't know what life looked like without each other. And
right,
I think that's what the wife needed to see because when you're married, you can hit a plateau,
right,
right? Things, your days start to look the same. Your life starts to look like just like the same thing, the same routine. You don't do anything exciting anymore. Life gets in the way and all these things, right?
right.
But I feel like you don't cheat to do
Yeah.
that. Like you don't cheat to know what it's like. Like I'm happy you enjoyed this
I
movie.
did. I really enjoyed this movie, and obviously for people who don't know, like the plot twist at the end, or like more of the plot twist, obviously, is that Ryan Gosling ends up dating Steve Carell's daughter, and then obviously the babysitter has a crush on Steve Carell, and then Steve Carell's son has a crush on the babysitter.
Yeah. It's
All while Emma Stone's friend is trying to get her to get
yeah, right,
laid.
right. Um,
But yeah, and well, and for as far as ratings go, and I can't place it on my list at the moment. But I'd give this movie 5 stars. Honestly, I do.
really?
Yeah, I love this movie. This movie is so enjoyable. It's a fun movie. Like
Mhm.
it's genuinely hilarious. Like I do like watching it. It's a good movie. Like
I
it's really
think one
nice.
of like the funnier parts of
Also,
the
Joey
movie,
King's in here for like no reason.
yeah,
Like
Joey King
she just
is
plays the little sister.
she
Barely.
barely has
She has
any
like 3 lines,
lines.
I think,
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie.
Um, one of my favorite moments in this movie though is when Emma Stone finally like gives in to Ryan Gosling because she's very like resistant of him because she does have a boyfriend
Right.
in the beginning of the movie. But when her and the boyfriend break up, she goes back to the bar, tells Ryan Gosling, "Take me home,"
Right.
and he does, and they don't sleep together that night.
Yeah.
They don't. They stay up talking, and that's why he falls in love with her because it was so much more intimate than just physical with her. And I loved one of my favorite parts is like where she's like, "Well, what's your big move?" And he's like, "I work Dirty Dancing into the conversation, and I let them know that I can do the move."
I was
Where
cackling
Patrick
during
Swayze
that.
lifts Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing
Well,
during Time of Your Life,
it's
and he plays the song, right?
oh yeah.
And she does it because she's like, "That's not gonna work on me," or whatever. And all I can think about is, so the other times that he has done this to other girls, has Time of Your Life just been continuously playing while they're doing the do? Like, because imagine, like, I mean, not imagine, but like, that's just
I don't know.
an
I'd hope
odd
he's got like
song.
a remote to be like, all
I know.
right. But like I was cackling during that scene. That scene is that's so because like he even says, well, she says first like that's so stupid. He's like, I agree, but it works.
Yeah,
Like,
well, my another one where they're like talking and staying up, and she asked him like, "Wait, do you have like a massage chair?"
oh
And then he
yeah.
goes, "No," like, and she's like, "Yeah, you do. You have a massage chair."
He's
And
like,
he
yeah,
and then he
I
like
do.
starts playing with the bit, like, "Yeah, because what guy would have a massage chair? Oh, me. I'm the guy who would have a massage chair, and I guess how many times I've used it
Twice.
twice." Yeah, and then like they go and it cuts
Yeah.
to her like trying out the massage chair, and
And
she's
she's
like,
just like,
"Wow, this really sucks."
yeah. She's just like, this sucks.
And I just think it was one of my favorite editing points in the movie too. I love that scene,
Yeah,
truthfully.
funny little like cutaways like that are really funny. I
Yeah,
like.
I love it when they do that. But getting into your fun facts, we
Right.
used to do fun facts
Like
for Force Cinema in the beginning of this podcast,
the
and
first like 2 or 3
Marcus
episodes.
stopped doing them, and I would keep doing them. And I'm like, well, why am I doing all this work when Marcus isn't doing it? So I guess whatever. But Marcus and I are trying to bring that back. So Marcus has some fun facts about Crazy Stupid
Yeah,
Love.
which honestly some of these I thought were like really funny. Like for instance, speaking of that scene, the iconic like Photoshop line was improvised.
Oh, really? Like when he
Yeah.
takes off his
Yeah,
shirt
yeah.
and she's like, "My God, it looks like you're photoshopped."
No, not her line. Steve Carell's line saying it.
She says it too.
Yeah, she says it, but
Uh huh.
But when Steve Carell says it,
I
like,
just realized that's like a duality thing in the
mm-hmm.
movie. That is so weird.
Yeah. So when Steve Carell says it, that was improvised. So I assume they called that back
Oh,
and told Emma Stone to say it later in the movie.
that is whoever decided that was smart.
Because the cast was like shocked with like laughter. So like it was all just like so they just kept it in, I guess.
Yeah.
The age gap thing, I guess, wasn't like or kind of a thing in the movie. So well, not like it was just ironic. So Emma Stone's character is in her
Mhm.
mid 20s in the movie,
Mhm.
and then the babysitter is 17.
Mhm.
In real life, Emma Stone's like 3 days older than that actress.
She's a model.
Yeah, which I'm actually that was the next one actually. Well, one of the next ones. She won like America's Next Top Model,
Mhm.
or at least she played. Well, she placed third,
Yes.
and right before she became an actress.
I've as someone who's watched America's Next Top Model, I was very excited to like rewatch this movie and be like, "Oh my God, I just
Yeah.
realized like she's in this movie."
And funny thing about like the whole debate of like chick flick or not, Steve Carell hated the title because he thought it sounded too much like a chick flick and that it would alienate men. And he preferred the wingman, is what he
Mm.
wanted the title to be. The producers even offered apparently like a free iPad to any like crew member who could pitch a better movie name.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine that person, like, they were like, "Well, no free iPad because you guys can't come up with the better title." Because The Weak Man does sound stupid.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
I wouldn't watch a movie called that.
Exactly.
I mean, in a way, going back to, like, the whole, "Is this a chick flick or not?" I think it's a chick flick, and why it's on my list, again, chick flicks can also be, like, around male-centered, as
Right.
long as the objective is chick flicky like. Does that make sense? Like, for example, 500 Days of Summer. We had that debate about that movie. Is this a chick flick or is it not? The whole main character's purpose is love. He wants to find love.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that is one of the, I don't want to say requirements, but one of the main plot lines of chick flicks a lot is the romance entity of it.
I guess.
Um, with this movie, Crazy Stupid Love, Steve Carell's objective is to fix his marriage, like, within the same time of him also rediscovering his manhood, yes. But that's because of Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is what makes this debate about being a chick flick or not. Because if it wasn't for Ryan Gosling's character, Steve Carell would have just been in his wallows at the bar basically the entire movie, and we wouldn't have gotten a movie.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's just what I think, and also that's why I think it's a chick flick. But I can understand of, like, the worry of alienating men, because this is something I feel like a man should watch for
Yeah.
sure.
Which also the original cut was 3 hours long.
What?
Yeah, no, it was a full 3 hours, like the original cut, which it's about 2 hours. Like now, the final cut is
Yeah.
about two
So you're
hours.
telling me we had an extra hour of this movie?
Extra hour of this shit. The bar scenes were filmed awkwardly, apparently. So Ryan Gosling admitted that early morning like bar scenes were challenging to shoot because obviously they were filmed at like 8 a.m.
Right.
So he had to walk. He had to walk onto a totally quiet set, yell, chat up lines at women as if loud music was playing in the background.
Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. And I always wonder this, and I kind of get it, the whole mic of it all. But when there's no music playing in the background to, like, give the vibe or anything, and, like, you're just saying these
Right?
lines,
Like most of
like
these,
like the dancing scenes in a lot of movies are also filmed with no
nothing, no
music,
music,
which is like,
nuts,
how? Why? For what?
nuts. That drives
Especially
me
if there's
nuts.
no dialogue in
Right?
these certain scenes too. You can put music
Right?
on.
That's what
Like,
I'm
let's be
saying.
serious. Like, and I understand, like, the whole mic of it all, like, oh, the mic can pick up the mic pack. As someone who has been mic'd up before for a film, the mic pack is so close to you that it is still going to capture you. And I remember when I was filming my short film, Girls in the Party, I had to improvise a lot of my lines because I had to, like, keep talking while all the others were, like, having their little moment. Okay.
Right.
And then I remember, like, the person that was in charge of the mic, like, when we cut, she came to me, she's like, "That's a lot of lines to remember." And I'm like, "No, I'm improvising." So that's where it's like she was also hearing me and hearing everybody else at the same time. Does
Right.
that make sense? Like, I don't understand the science of it, but I just think it's ridiculous. Like, to, like, not have music playing, and you can play it, like, somewhat quietly that the mic doesn't pick it up, but,
Right?
like,
Like
at the same time, like,
put on your phone speaker. Like just
yeah.
give me the vibe. Like
My
like
only assumption is, like, in post, that's when they put the music in. They don't
right.
know what music they're gonna
That
use.
is kind of yeah, usually the thing too, I think, yeah,
But
probably.
at the same
Like
time,
for
I
scenes
just,
like this where it's like you can put anything in there, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
and
Like
it's gonna be fine. I
right.
don't know. I just think that's so dumb when they do that.
Finally, the film's writer created the screenplay in 2009 and it was based on his own personal life.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
s-
he wrote Cal actually with Steve Carell in mind.
and don't you love that? That's such an, like, honor. Imagine, like, being Steve Carell and being told that.
That actually happened to Samuel L. Jackson and for comic books when they made Nick Fury black. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, they literally were like, we just drew Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah, right.
and he ended up playing him in the movie.
Julia Roberts is an actress, because I've been on this Julia Roberts kick, but I've been going down this rabbit hole about her, and about her movies. A lot of her roles were made for her, like, or it with her in mind.
Right,
Like, it was no question that Julia Roberts was gonna play the parts that she is in, like, during her whole filmography. So I just think that's such an honor. Like, what an honor to be like, yeah, this director had me in mind to do it, or this screenwriter or whatever, like,
right.
had me in mind, and they wrote this. this character
For me, yeah.
wanted me to portray it and
Right,
trusted me that I was going to portray it well.
right.
So I think that's just an amazing thing and such an honorable thing. But with that being said, speaking of lists, my favorite chick flicks of all time list. If you're keeping up, my favorite chick flicks of all time list is essentially the list where I have my favorite chick flicks of all time on it.
Right.
And big, huge disclaimer, these movies, this list is based off of the fact that I would watch this movie over the other. It is
Right.
not based off of the fact of what the plot line is, the cinematography of it all. Because if it was, it'd be an entirely different
List,
list.
you're right.
So, with that being said, I have to really just put that out there in case everybody wants to compile and be like, "Oh my god, she put this movie or the other one." Like, first of all, it's my opinion. Anyways, Crazy Stupid Love is ranked 48 out of 55.
Ranked 48. Jesus.
You know what movie's right above it?
What?
27 Dresses.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I hate 27 Dresses.
It is.
For anyone keeping up, 27 Dresses remains at the bottom
It was
of my list.
It was like what, the second movie? It was the second movie that I did.
God.
And
Still sucks.
Marcus hates 27. I love 27
27
Dresses.
Dresses sucked. I would, if a woman asked me to watch 27 Dresses, I'm gonna look at her and say, I've seen it before. Fine. And get on my phone.
Oh my god.
Like,
well, with that, let's move on.
yeah,
to my turn.
To your pick.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is the movie you assigned me.
It is, and for those of you who don't know, the Secret Life of Walter Mitty is about it's a beautiful movie about a man played by Ben Stiller, obviously called Walter Mitty. He works at Life magazine as kind of like one of the photo editors of the magazine, and one of their photographers that was obviously responsible for taking photos that were supposed to be selected for not just the magazine but for the cover. He had sent over some copies, and essentially what happens is there is the key photo that they wanted for the cover of the magazine was missing. The number 25.
Yes.
So because of that, Walter Mitty kind of goes on this whole adventure to go get the number 25 still. Before he does this, we see Walter Mitty lives this very mundane life, very kind of average, very definition of average Joe, unexciting. He's on dating profiles, kind of trying to like do that kind of a thing. Even so much so unexciting that one of the tech support people for the dating website calls him, or like he gets in touch with them because he can't work the dating website. So the guy tries to help him spruce up his profile because there's like nothing on it. And he daydreams a lot. We see a lot of that in the movie of like, because of his very mundane life, he just daydreams about doing different things, like
adventurous things,
right,
exciting things.
Yelling at his boss, saving a baby from a burning building. Like
or it's a dog.
Oh yeah, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Saving a dog from a burning building, like all this stuff because he wants to be more exciting, and he hasn't really found his like,
sense of self.
His sense of self yet. Yeah. Thank you. And because of that, and because of the fact that this still is missing, like the photo is missing from their role, he decides to go and find the photographer and kind of goes on this adventure. And which funny enough, he does this after getting fired because he couldn't get the still. He couldn't find it anywhere. Like they don't have it. So after getting fired, he leaves to still go find the photo for kind of an unknown reason. It's really not clear whether it's to get his job back or whatever or what have you, but that's kind of what we assume. And yeah, he goes to find the photographer and ends up finding his meaning of self and living life a little bit and kind of getting out of his comfort zone. And we see him experience all these new and different things and do all these exciting things. So that, and yeah, he really kind of just becomes a more well-rounded person, and kind of, this is really just a story about a man that is finding himself. And we see that just kind of taken, of course, with everyone, because everyone knows about this kind of feeling of being in the mundane every day and day out, and especially every man knows this feeling of like wanting something more out of your life,
Mhm.
and Walter Mitty goes and gets it, and it's a beautiful story, honestly.
Yeah. I actually did enjoy this movie. This is my first time watching it ever. And I love Ben Stiller. I'm a huge Ben Stiller fan, like genuinely, and I have been since I was little. Like he's one of my favorite comedic actors.
Right.
Um, and seeing him in this, I don't want to say like serious role because it's kind of serious, but it's also like
It's like Truman Show serious though.
exactly
Like it's a
yes.
deeper role.
The fact I it wouldn't surprise me if like Ben Stiller got inspiration from the Truman Show to get this movie because it's directed by Ben Stiller,
Right.
which is amazing. I loved this movie truly. I think it was just very interesting and very different. And I it's so funny because I have yet to see a movie where Adam Scott is not some douchey piece of shit. Like
Yeah, you don't. It's funny. The one time he does, it's in a terrible movie, and it's called Madam Web.
oh well,
He plays Uncle Ben, actually.
Adam Scott.
He plays young Uncle Ben.
Oh my god.
That's what that was everyone's reaction. Emma Roberts plays his sister, plays Mary Parker.
Oh my gosh.
It's the most random cast in this movie. They were both supposed to be more in the movie too. It was supposed to be a way better movie than it was.
That is so sad.
Yeah,
Um,
wasted, wasted talent.
but I almost think it's Adam Scott's bit to be this douchey guy, like in every movie that he is in. Like I think it's just so funny. Like it's he's also a really good comedic actor too. Like yeah, his characters are douchey, but like I can tell like it's just he puts his all into them where
Right,
I like sometimes get scared if I were to ever see him in real life and be like, do I talk to him? Do I not? Do I wave hi? Is he gonna
right.
tell me to fuck off? Like, you know, um Sean Penn being in this movie is one of the most random things ever.
Favorite.
And at first I didn't realize Sean Penn was in this movie. And then like cause I was like, that face looks familiar. It wasn't until like he actually like sees him at the Himalayas
Right.
and was like, oh my god, that's Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And of course, his character is Sean O'Connell. Like,
Yeah.
I just, like, whatever. Just have this brooding ego. Um, Kristen Wiig with dark hair, gorgeous. I think I love her in
I
dark hair.
prefer her with dark hair.
I think she looks beautiful in this movie. I mean, she's a beautiful human to begin with, but I think her with dark hair is amazing. I really did enjoy the randomness of this movie. These are types of movies that I'm not a huge fan of typically because it's like this is so random. This is not making any sense, but it does make sense in the end. And the whole thing about his frustration with I feel like not only just himself and his life, I think it's deeper than that. It's more with his manhood as well and his again his sense of self, right? Because when they're unpacking, and moving into this new apartment for his mom and they're coming across all these like newspaper clippings and photos of things that he did when he was a kid and you could just see like the disappointment of his adult self like wow, I really could have been
Well, yeah,
something.
because you also hear his sister. That's like played by Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn,
Also, so random.
so funny.
Well, hilarious though. But like, she's like telling him, "Oh yeah, but you never did that, huh?" Like,
Catherine Hahn being Ben Stiller's sister, that is me. I literally like think it's so cute because like when it's his birthday and like she's like taking him this cake and being like it's your birthday like oh my god like that's so me like if I that was, and you just being like okay like I don't care like but like it's your birthday and yay like I don't know. I just thought it was a cute little dynamic that they had between them two.
right,
It did remind me of our like sibling relationship of
right.
how we are in our dynamic. Um, but I think it's so like this movie just really like it kind of dragged in the first half I want to say
It does for a
and I'm
second,
just like
but once he leaves, it's literally
yeah
once
once he
he
leaves it's
leaves.
like
Mm-hmm.
adrenaline across and
It's
that's
like,
the whole point
mm-hmm. Because
which is
that's what it is. It's that tonal shift in the movie.
mhm
We even see that. I love the cinematography in this movie
mhm
because we see that transition. Like even at the very beginning, you can see how like when he's going to his office,
yes
gets really colorful on the wall, and right when he sees his boss, it's all gray and
Yeah.
blacks, like,
Oh,
you know.
really? I didn't even notice that.
Uh-huh, yeah, when he's, like, running into the office, yeah, it's all colorful on the wall mural, and
Uh-huh.
right when he meets his boss, it cuts, like, the wall, like, it fades to the obviously the office building, and
Yeah.
it's all grays, and everyone's in
Wow.
dark
I
suits,
didn't
and
even notice that.
it's to symbolize how, like, his life is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I need to watch these movies through like a different lens
Yeah.
because
Well,
like
that's why cinematography is so important like that. Because when
yeah.
you get key frames like that that are meant to symbolize something like that, it's like
Yeah, one of my I really did like the cinematography when he's running and like all the Life magazines are like behind him or not behind him but like behind the whatever
in the background.
in the background. Yeah, and he's like just like running through them and it's like kind of like foreshadowing because the last Life cover,
Is
he's on it.
him.
Life as a magazine, as a company, was basically letting all the employees go, and because they were like closing the magazine,
Yeah, they
and
were going under, I think, or
yeah, they were
something.
going under. So they were just going to close the magazine, and that's why everybody's getting laid off, and that's why the 25, the photo cover of the last magazine cover, is so important in this movie. And for it to be him, and then the headline being like, "This is dedicated to the people who created it," like created the magazine, and its photography and its art within itself, and it's a picture
Of
of
him.
him, not only just of him, but him looking at the assets of the photos. And that is amazing. I literally
Mm.
loved the ending of this movie. I thought it was great and it was a perfect way to end it. And I mean, this movie was great. It really was amazing. And I can see why you assigned it. And it was just, wow. I have little to no words about this movie. I think it's great. I would overall rate it, I want to say 4 stars. It knocks off a star because, of course, the beginning is a little like okay, let's get to it, just a little bit. Um, I love that him and Kristen Wiig's character ended up together in the end because we get that little like, oh, they're not gonna end up together
Which is
because.
funny because like there's so many deep layers to this movie, I swear.
Hmm.
Because like that kind of thing happens like so much. Like he part of the reason he leaves again is because like he thinks that that she's back with her ex,
Right.
and he comes back and she's like, no, that's
Yeah.
no.
That's not at all
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, it was a great movie, and I appreciate you introducing this movie to me. Um,
Yeah, I'm really glad you liked it. Cause I mean, honestly, especially to me, because this movie is like just important. Because like obviously, it 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 captures that feeling, like I said, of like every man that like kind of sits there daydreaming of like wanting more out of
mhm,
life.
mhm,
Go get it.
yeah,
I mean, like hell. I mean, some of us have that urge to go backpacking, and
mhm,
like, and you're scared because you're like, I don't know how to do this. I've never
yeah,
done it before. No
yeah,
one wants to go with me or like
yeah,
whatever.
uh
Like,
huh,
but like sometimes you just got to get out and experience that, like just life on your own. And I love it too because especially when he like is going for the photo, and the photographer finally like he tells him like you're sitting on it, and he's like what? He's like yeah, it was. That's why the note said look inside. It was in the wallet.
he gets so mad. He's
He's
like, I thought you meant look inside the
Wrap
paper,
yeah,
wrapping
I thought you
paper.
meant look inside the wrapping paper. No, it was supposed to be like a playful thing. You have the wallet, right? No, I threw it away. Like, and he's like, oh, like,
Yeah,
and it becomes like this moment or something, and they're talking about the photo because he's trying to get a photo of
a snow leopard.
right,
Mhm,
and they have this name like of like being called like ghost caps because
mhm,
like they don't want to be seen
and
or
they
something.
blend in
Right,
very well. It's scary.
exactly. And so obviously he's like, "Well, what was the photo?" Like
Uh huh.
before they go and like play that game of like kickball or whatever, and tells him like, let's just call it a ghost cap, Walter Mitty, because like and that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was a ghost cap
Mhm.
because it was him not being. He didn't think he was being seen.
Mhm.
It's such a beautiful movie. Like I love it so much.
I love when actors go behind the camera.
Right?
I love it. This like when at the end when it said directed by Ben Stiller, I was like, Oh my god, like, that's so cool. I love that. I love seeing that. Like, actors going behind the camera is the best thing, and directors, like, actual directors should be shaking in their boots whenever actors do, because the best directors, in my opinion, are actors. Because they know.
They
They
understand. Yeah.
understand it. And especially, like, understanding what it's like to work so hard to capture something and make it amazing. Really cool and very interesting is that every country that he'd been to, I believe, like Greenland, Afghanistan, and the Himalayas, were all shot on location in Iceland.
Really?
Yes. I just found that very interesting because, I mean, because I was thinking to myself, like, these don't look like green screens. These look like they were actually
Yeah,
shot
I know. It was
there.
shot.
That's why it's important as an actor to get your passport. They literally put a knife to your throat and said, if you don't get your passport, you're not going to be successful, because you'd be surprised how many times things are filmed outside of this country, especially like you have to go to Canada to film because working laws are different there.
Yeah, it can work your ass off in Canada and
And not
not
only
get
that, but
fucking
for tax reasons,
that
like,
too.
yeah, it's wow, the politics in that are
Only
crazy.
reason I want to go to Toronto is so I can see Central City.
Yeah. The scene where he is in Iceland and he like is skating down
Yeah,
like the roads. So Ben Stiller actually performed like majority of that stunt himself.
really. On
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. So like the less dangerous parts he did, but it was like the majority of it, which I find very admirable. Ben Stiller doesn't give I'll do my own stunts. No offense. No offense to Ben Stiller. I mean, I get it. Like, as an actor, I wouldn't want to do stunts like that ever, actually. Get a trained professional. I'm good, thank you.
Which I mean, he was on a longboard. It's a little bit easier, but
Right. He was on a longboard, but like a lot of that was actually him
that's pretty
and not
crazy.
just a stunt double. So, which was really great.
That's pretty good.
There was no CGI used at all. It was literally him. Yeah, those are the little fun facts from Secret Life of Walter Mitty. We will try to keep doing that as the rest of the season goes on, because it is very great to like talk about the movies that we watch. Sometimes the fun facts actually makes me like the movie a lot more,
Right.
and makes it a lot more interesting. Gets me even to like rewatch it back with all the other little Easter eggs that I find in the fun facts of it. So
Right.
it's very fun. And it's also one of my little favorite parts. Like, I love watching movies and then going on Letterboxd and like seeing like people like tell like the fun facts about the movie and
Right.
their opinions too, which is so funny. One of my favorite like reviews on Letterboxd, it was like for some movie I forgot. And then like someone rated it 2 stars and they were like, wait, what happened? Like that's like like if you guys don't have Letterboxd, get it. It is so much fun too. Like
Wait,
if
what
you are
happened?
like a film buff like me and Marcus, like Letterboxd is great
Yeah, honestly.
because it's amazing seeing other people's opinions about the movies as well. Getting to rate your own and then rating the movies on your own accord is really good. I like
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that concludes for cinema.
We are not doing hyperfixations for this week, being as that I am
Marcus's
still
throat is hurting.
struggling to speak still. But next week I should be back to full health and fully energetic, and we will be giving you guys our full podcast as usual. So,
Yes. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to the 16th episode of Rated R for Relatives. Our socials are linked down below. And please subscribe
yeah,
and follow and comment
and tell your
and
friends,
tell your friends.
even if they want to make fun of us.
Yes. Go ahead. Who cares?
But until next one, good afternoon, good evening, and
And
good
good night.
night.
Bye.